Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. What is going on? How's everybody's Sunday going? How's everybody's weekend going? Shout out to the folks in the chat. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe, share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. What is going on, folks? I know a lot of fans are in a bad mood. They're not happy with this team, and rightfully so. You're definitely allowed to be frustrated. I'm frustrated, so I totally understand. But do me a favor, folks. Go vote in the poll. I want to know. I want to see your answers. Just curious to see what you all voted for, and we'll go over results towards the end of the chat. But what is up, folks? What is going on? Let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Let's see who's in the building. Oh, snap. Michael Mazza from 4 Train Express joining us from X. What up, man? What's going on? How's life? I know you're out there on the ship right now, so be safe out there. Desiree's in the building. What is going on? Welkin is in the building. What is up? Petruzzi's in the building. What is up? Katie is in the building. Brooklyn's in the house. What's up, Susan? How's it going? What is going on? Yo, what up, man? Shout out to my guy, Ace. What's up? What's going on, bro? How you doing, Ace? What's going on? Rodney's in the building. What is up? Who else is in the building? Beagle's in the building. What's up, Beagle? How's it going? But, yeah, the Yankees lost 2 out of 3. All right, they lost 2 out of 3 against the Marlins. They lost a series in a series that I feel like they should have won, but the Marlins have also been one of the hottest teams in baseball recently. So we can't really underestimate this team. They're a good young dynamic team, and they're owning the Yankees. They own the Yankees this whole series, man. Whether it's they own the Yankees or the Yankees own themselves. And I keep saying it over and over again. I think this team they are beating themselves. They are literally their own worst enemy, man. Their own worst enemy. It's like when things are going well for them, all of a sudden it's like something happens. It's a mental thing. I really think it's a mental thing. There's a lot of things contributing to this team's failures. Is it, our managers and coaches failing in some way, shape, or form? Absolutely. Are the players beating themselves? Absolutely. Is it the analytics? I think also analytics does play a role in this. I think there's too much reliance on the analytics that I think it's just where it makes coaches and the manager overthink their decision making. And it's too much. I feel like the players are overanalyzing too much on the field at the plate, and they're too worried. They're too worried about their brains are basically overstimulated with so much information that it's not necessary, man. I think there's a lot of times, many times, that this team kind of forgets how to play the basic game of baseball, the fundamentals of it, right? Yes, I know analytics is here to stay, and it's going to stay here forever. But to me, I think the Yankees could do a better job of analytics. I think this team could be a lot better than where they are right now. They have the staff, they have the players to do it, but I just think that there's too many voices, man. I know it solely falls on Aaron Boone to really, make the final decision. But I feel like there's in my opinion, I feel like there's over reliance on analytics. I think that's what it boils down to, and I think that's what's destroying this team as of right now. And this team is capable of winning. We have seen it. They can win games. They can play good baseball. We've seen it, a lot of times this season, but we've also seen it to where they fall ass backwards too many times, and it happens more often than not. And I think it's just, a lot of it is really, in my humble opinion, really, I think it's analytics, too much reliance on analytics that's leading to some of these bad decisions and just overthinking. just really overthinking. These players, man, they get in their own head. I just think they get in their own head, and it causes way too many mental errors. So again, they're beating themselves, man, and it's absolutely frustrating. So I don't know what needs to change, right? I mean, you could people are going to be yelling, fire Aaron Boone, fire the manager. But then at the same time, fans are saying, okay, well, they're just going to hire another yes man. Well, if you're going to hire another yes man, then what's the point of firing Aaron Boone? I'm just asking. I don't know. If the next guy is going to be another Aaron Boone, then keep Aaron Boone. I know nobody wants to hear that, but again, if the next manager that they hire is, if they're looking for another yes man, then what's going to change? So even if they're looking for yes men, keep Aaron Boone at this point. What's the point of firing him? I'll just throw that out there. Create a little buzz. Why not? I saw Jake come in the building. What is up? But no, and I appreciate you coming on and supporting, dude. I know it's I know it's hard to follow these games. Believe me, I feel your pain. I'm watching these games the same time as you guys are. I'm calling a lot of these games, so it's frustrating, man. It really is. This team could, like I said, this team could be a lot better, but it's just not. They're not making it happen on the field. They're not making it happen on the field. Hey, what's up, Miss 1000? Margaret's in the building. What is going on? Yeah, no, I saw, Jeter and A-Rod, they certainly made some comments. They're certainly making some comments. They made their voices heard. And, when those guys talk, when A-Rod and Jeter talk, I mean, fans are going to listen, right? Fans are going to listen. Whether how the team responds, that's the thing that matters. I mean, we could listen to what Jeter has to say. We could listen to what A-Rod has to say, but they can make the comments that they need to make. They can form the opinions that they want to form. They can analyze things the way they want to analyze things. But at the end of the day, it's all about how the Yankees perform. At the end of the day, are they even listening to what people are saying or all the comments? I'm sure they are. I mean, there's no way they're just turning a blind eye, right? They're gonna be listening to, I'm sure they're listeing to what the beat writers are saying, or what the analysts are saying, what the commentators are saying, what guys like Jeter and A-Rod are saying. I'm sure they've got to be listening, right? I mean, a lot of the other noise out there, they'll tune out. But I have a hard time believing that they're not listening to what a lot of these what a lot of the people on TV are saying, right? Maybe management will listen to them. I don't know. At the end of the day, they're still going to do what they're going to do. They're still going to make the decisions that they're going to make. But the bottom line is, this team right now is in third place. Which is, they're falling backwards. They're in third place. Now they're half a game behind the Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox now are holding the spot for, the top wild card team as of right now. I could sit here and tell you there's still plenty of baseball left. Sure, there's about, 49 games left, right? There's about 49, 50 games left. But this month, next month, before you know it, man, it's almost going to be the postseason. They got, it's not, I'm no longer going to be saying, all right, there's plenty of games left. Okay, yeah, there's plenty of games left, but you got to start putting together some wins. It's not just one win and then you lose the rest, or you lose 2 games in a row, or you lose 3 games in a row. You got to start putting together some wins. There needs to be more wins in that column. There needs to be more wins. They should have more than 60 wins. But, ultimately, They need to get in a groove. They need to get going, right? Guys are going to be coming back from injury pretty soon, right? Judge should be activated here in a couple of days. You should have Mark Leiter Jr. coming back at some point. Ryan Yarbrough, Fernando Cruz. You're getting some reinforcements coming back. With these reinforcements coming back, you hope for a better performance by the players, but they also need to do a better job, in my opinion, of preparing for other teams and making their adjustments, because other teams are making their adjustments against the Yankees. They're doing their homework. When it comes to the Yankees, other opposing teams, they make it a point to beat the Yankees. And when it comes to beating the Yankees, this team, it's a celebration for them. It almost feels like they just want, they accomplished one of the biggest things of the season. Is being the New York Yankees. It's a big deal, which you can understand that, right? Richard Chin, first time seeing you. What's up? He says, I think some of the players are to blame for the defensive mistakes and pitching badly at times. Yeah, the defensive mistakes, that's another one. That's a big thing, right? Again, I put that in, that's why I put players in the poll. So far, looking at the poll, I've only got 19 votes, and 47% of you said it's the manager and coaches. And okay, cool. And I respect that. So keep voting. Keep voting in the poll. If you haven't voted yet, let me know. But what was different when they were winning? No Judge, no Schmidt, and they were gelling as a team. Not so much. Unfortunately, even with Judge and Schmidt, they were still winning games, but there was still a lot of key issues with the team, the fundamentals and the mental errors, and I think the over reliance on the analytics. So something's need to change. I don't know what that change is, right? I don't know what that changes. Is it like I said, if they were to fire Aaron Boone and say, they hire another manager, then they say that they're going to look for a manager that's going to be a yes man. At that point, what's the difference? If nothing's going to change, then it's not going to change anything with the team or the players, right? Again, if you fire Aaron Boone, then it sounds like they're going to hire another clone like Aaron Boone. That's my understanding, right? From what a lot of folks out there are saying, right? Susan says, to be fair, when A-Rod and Jeter played, they had a complete team, all knew their roles. Baseball was different now. A lot of stupid extra rules, not baseball anymore. Yeah, from when they played the game to now, it's like the game's changed a lot. The game has changed a lot, and a lot of the guys that played the game, 10, 20 years ago, there's been a lot of changes. There's been a lot of changes. So to the game, to the rules, there's the game's been more quote unquote modernized, and I don't know about you all, but it's like I'm not really a fan of like modern day baseball. So with some of the rules, that is, but some rules I can appreciate, other rules, not so much. But yeah, that's my thought on it. And Susan says Yankees don't do their homework on teams. I don't know if that's Boone or the coaches or a combination. I think they do their homework. I don't want to say they come in completely unprepared, but I'm saying that teams do a better job of preparing. That's what I'm seeing from my end, right? At least with my own eyes. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm right on this. I'm just going off of like what I'm seeing with my own eyes. Everybody, may think differently, and that's fine. Yeah, it looks like they can't even buy a win. It's like the win. Sometimes it's like the win. It's literally it's right there, and it's almost like they find a way to screw it up, man. And I don't get it. And Desiree says they win games when they play a lot of small balls, steal bases, not just hit from the fences. Yeah, and Friday night would have been the perfect game to win. Everything was clicking with the bats, with the situational hitting, with everything with the bats was just clicking. The bullpen screwed it up. Obviously, the bullpen couldn't hold it down. I know it was a bad first impression by the newly acquired pieces that were traded for during the deadline, but and I'm not going to just go off of one game. Right, because Jake Bird, yeah, he had a horrendous outing on Friday night. Pitched on Saturday, had a turned it around. He bounced back second game, right? But, I'm not going to say, okay, this guy is great, or I'm not going to say, okay, this guy is bad off of just 2 games, 1 or 2 games. We need a bigger sample size. So, it showed yesterday. He showed he could pitch, he could get guys out, no problem. Can he keep it going? Absolutely. I think he can. He's occasionally he's going to have he's going to have some bad outings, like every player does. They're going to have bad outings. Pitchers are going to have bad outings. Players are going to have bad days, some more than others, unfortunately. And some are going to show inconsistency. Anthony Volpe, anyone? I mean, he's been on a little bit of a tear lately, but also at the same time, he's been, beating himself at the same time. This is a guy that's like, Jekyll and Hyde. It's like one day, good and bad, man. It's crazy right now with Volpe. I'm liking what I'm seeing from him. I mean, it's encouraging, but at the same time, it's like there's other times where I'm just like, what are you doing? You do one thing that's really good, and then you do something bad. It cancels it out. Then you do something good again. Then you do something bad. It's a lot of flip flop, right? It's a lot of flip flop. And I'm not just picking on Volpe here, but I don't want to just pick on Volpe, but he's one guy that obviously comes to mind. So, yeah. And Friday night they beat themselves. They literally beat themselves, man. They literally beat themselves. And I think that's been the problem in a lot of these games over the last month is this they're beating themselves. They really are. They're absolutely beating themselves. There's really no excuse for it. But it's not something we want to see. But they're their own worst enemy, man, and they need to get out of their own heads and go out there and clear their minds and win. They gotta put together some wins. So these winning 1 games and then losing the next 3 or next 2 is not helping their situation. So like I said, the Red Sox right now they're ahead of the Yankees by half a game, and they're holding the top wild card spot. So this team right now they're falling backwards. They gotta get back on track, and they have the team, they got the talent to do it. They just need to show it on the field. And shout out to my man Custodio in the building. Make sure you guys subscribe to Jason Custodio, Ace, those guys. It was awesome to have Custodio on the show yesterday when I went live after the game. So shout out to my man Custodio. Definitely want to get him on again in the future, and I want to jump on with him one of these days. But yeah, they got to win this game, man. What up, Chua? What's going on, dude? Yeah, you're good, dude. Go do what you need to do with your family. By all means, I always appreciate you being here, but if you got to go be with your family, go be with your family. That's way more important. So, yeah, go spend time with your family. Is Amir, does Rice look better as a catcher than Wells? In what way? I guess in what way are you thinking? Rice can. I like Rice at the plate. I really do. I think he could be a good catcher. In the few games that he's caught this season, I like what I'm seeing. I like what I've seen. Hopefully, we see more of it. And shout out to Bryce, Joseph. We got Evan in the building. What's up, fellas? SGA just popped in. What is up, fellas? What is going on? Yeah, Bryce, I mean, I didn't really like his answer either. I understand, you being off base, and he might have, and the second baseman, right? That's Xavier Edwards, if I'm not mistaken, of the Marlins, potentially dropping the ball on purpose and then, for a potential double play, but don't plan on that. Don't plan on that. You have to be close to the bag at all times on a pop-up, and don't just assume that they're just going to drop the ball and they're going to go for that double play. Even if he did drop the ball, personally, I don't think you're not going to make second base. And I know he's a fast runner, but I don't think he was going to make second base. So, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of that answer, but that was on him, man, to be off the bag and to get thrown out on that silly double play. Again, stupid mistakes, stupid errors, man. You're beating yourselves there. you're beating yourself. It's just you can't afford that. It's gonna cost you big time, and we've seen it too many times, man. Stop making things harder. Play smart. Play smarter, not hard. Play the game smarter, not harder. Don't make it. You got to be smart. You got to use your brain here. It's just simple, easy freaking mistakes that these guys are making. It's frustrating, man. It's like, yeah, that I was talking about that, Joseph, that the Red Sox passed the Yankees. It's not. This is not good. They got to win. They got to win today, but not just today. They got to win. They got to start putting together some winning streaks. They got to start putting together 5 or 6 game winning streaks. They got to. It's like every game is a must win now. That's the way I see it. That's the way I see it. They need to start putting together some wins. Every game is a must win, although they're not going to win every game. They're going to lose games. It's inevitable. It's just going to happen. I mean, whether or not we like it, it's just going to happen. It's baseball. It's a sport like any other sport. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. Fortunately, that's just a reality. But they got to start putting together some winning streaks. It can't be just these 1 or 2 game winning streaks. It's got to be like 5 or 6 game winning streaks. That's what needs to happen. But yes, next thing I was going to talk about, and Custodio beat me to it, was Loaizaga. He says Loaizaga on the IL quote. Whether or not he's hurt, I don't know. According to the Yankees, he's hurt, but lower with a mid back pain. I think that's what they said. So he's on the IL, retroactive to August 2nd. But Luis Hill has been activated. He is making his season debut for the New York Yankees. He's going to be facing the Miami Marlins. He's going up against Edward Cabrera of the Marlins. So it should be an interesting matchup. Cabrera he's a good pitcher. I think the Yankees bats, honestly, I think they're gonna have a little bit of a challenge ahead of them. I wouldn't let the record fool you when it comes to Cabrera. He's got a 4-5 record with a 3.35 ERA. But again, I wouldn't let that record fool us. So he's a good pitcher. I do like Cabrera. I like the guy from yesterday, Yuri Perez. He's another good pitcher. And what up, Max? Shout out to my man Max. Are you officially on vacation, Max, or are you going live today? I know you said you were going on vacay, but let me know, man. How are you, bro? What's going on, dude? Shout out to my man Max. What's going on, dude? Hopefully everything is well with you. So, shout out to you, bro. What up, man? How are you feeling about this team? Loaizaga done. Let's call it what it is. Yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, tomorrow. All right, let's go. You leave after the game today? Nice, dude. Yeah, Max is going live from the cruise ship with he's gonna be all tanned up. Yeah, make sure y'all continue hitting the like button, hit that subscribe if you're new, right? All that good stuff. Share this channel out. Let's continue growing this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. But let's third place does stink, man. That's not a great feeling. If for some reason this team does not make the postseason, right? If for some reason it doesn't, there's got to be some questions here. There's got to be questions. There's got to be some answers here. Like, I don't know what they would do if God forbid this team didn't make the comments. I certainly did, Custodio. Did everybody else hear it? I certainly did. I mean, they were right. Yeah, it is insane, bro. It is insane. But again, that's why I put the poll out there, because I want to know what folks are thinking. Again, so far looking at the poll, 28 votes, and half has said managers and coaches. And surprisingly, analytics is the one that has the least vote. So that's 7%. But Yeah, man. It's just it's frustrating. But yeah, you guys should listen to what Jeter and A-Rod said, though. I mean, they again, when these guys talk, fans are gonna listen every single time. Yeah, Egyptian, right after the this Miami series, they're gonna fly out to Arlington to go play against the Texas Rangers. I'm not sleeping on the Rangers, man. That's gonna be a big series. That's one of the series I said that I am a little worried about when it comes to the New York Yankees in the month of August. I mean, I know people are saying that the month of August is supposed to be easier, um, but I'm no longer relying on easy or hard. It's just you don't nowadays you just don't sleep on any teams. But here is the lineup right here, people. I wanted to bring up the lineup for both teams. I want to get your thoughts on the lineup. Let me know what you're thinking. So this is the lineup for the New York Yankees. So you have Grisham leading off. He's playing center field. Rice is batting second. He's playing first base. Cody Bellinger batting third. He'll be in right field. Batting cleanup is Giancarlo Stanton. He'll be DHing in today's game. Batting fifth is Jazz Chisholm Jr. playing second base. And I'm pretty sure a lot of fans are going to be really upset about him in the lineup. Jason Dominguez batting sixth. He'll be playing left field. Batting seventh is Ryan McMahon. He'll be playing third base. Anthony Volpe is at shortstop. He's batting eighth. And at the dish, it is Austin Wells. And on the mound today, making his season debut, 2025 season debut, is right-handed pitcher Luis Hill. So it'll be interesting to see how Luis Hill does here in his season debut against the Marlins. I think this will be a good test. He's expected. They said he's expected to throw 80 pitches. I think that's what Meredith Marakovich said. Apparently, that's the game plan. But this will be a good test for Luis Hill. His last rehab start looked pretty decent, right? 4 1/3, struck out 7. Those numbers are not bad. So now you're looking at the Marlins lineup. This Marlins lineup is they're scary, man. Edwards leading off, followed by Stowers, Augustine Ramirez. You got Hicks, Lopez, Marcy, Hernandez, Pauly, Johnston, and Edward Cabrera is on the mound for the Florida Marlins or Miami Marlins. I said Florida. I'm going way back now, huh? But Miami Marlins. But this is your lineup right here, people. This is your lineup. This is your pitching matchup. Let me know what you all think about the lineup. Let me know what you all are thinking about the pitching matchups. We'll start getting into the predictions. Start talking predictions, seeing what you all think for today's game. Do the Yankees win today's game, or do they get swept? Do they get embarrassed? Let me know what you all are thinking. But today's game, obviously, no Judge, right? What's up, Stephen B? No Judge, no Paul Goldschmidt. I know somebody, I forgot who it was. Somebody said Rosario and Slater haven't been playing. Yeah, and I get it. I want those guys to play, but the Yankees last few games, they haven't won or they haven't faced any lefty pitching. So we got Coach Carl in the building. What's up? Where are you at, Coach Carl? There you go. What's going on? But maybe we see those guys in a pinch hit situation. I like to see those guys play more often. I mean, for sure. Again, especially against lefties. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in today's game. This will be a good test. We'll see how Luis Hill does here in his season debut against the Marlins. I think this will be a good test for him. Hopefully the Yankees win and they could come away with a win. I'd rather them win 1 out of 3 than get swept. They already lost the freaking series. I hate when they lose series, but I especially hated it even more when they get swept. It's never fun seeing your favorite team get swept. But the lineup is the lineup. I don't mind it. You know, surprisingly, with this lineup, what's up, Peanut? How's it going? You know, Boone is not going righty lefty righty lefty. You look at the first three batters; they're all lefties. And then you got Giancarlo Stanton, who's a righty. Then Jazz is a lefty. Dominguez is a lefty. McMahon's a lefty. Volpe's a righty. Wells is a lefty. So, we know that there's a lot of lefties in this lineup, but it's you got three lefties going back to back to back. Of course, Aaron Judge is hurt, so I'm pretty sure if Aaron Judge was in this lineup, probably would go back to the righty lefty. But top of the lineup again. The first three batters are lefties, and then Stanton and Volpe pretty much are your only righties in this lineup. So they're going to go up against Edward Cabrera. So they're going obviously it's lefty heavy, which is good, but let's see, they gotta the lefty bats, they gotta step up, right? McMahon, let's see what McMahon does. Cody Bellinger. Cody Bellinger's been on fire, man. Cody Bellinger's been one of the bright spots on this team. Oh, snap. We got Paranormal in the building. Long time no see, man. What's going on, Paranormal? Hopefully everything is well. Ben Rice, we talk about how Ben Rice, a lot of fans talk about how hard Ben Rice has been hitting the ball. Which is great. It's nice to see, but those hard hit balls, man, they need to turn into something positive. I like the fact that he's hitting the ball hard. That's great. Giancarlo Stanton, right? Guys like that. They hit the ball hard, but it's got to result into something positive. It's got to be, turning into singles. It's got to turn into doubles, triples, home runs, man. It's got to turn into something positive. So, that's my thought on stuff like that. Like when it comes to hard hit balls, it's got to turn into something positive. Evan says Ben Rice needs to play every day. I mean, a lot of fans want that. A lot of folks want that. Listen, if he was in every day, you're not going to hear me complain. But ultimately, you're going to still see Paul Goldschmidt play. But maybe Paul Goldschmidt, maybe they decide, maybe they put him more in against lefty matchups, lefty pitching. I don't know. But you're still going to see Paul Goldschmidt. I know his bat has regressed. I know he's regressed a little bit at the plate. But his glove is still good at first base. I mean, he's still an upgrade at first base over what they had last season. Last season, the production at first base was piss poor. You've seen how many outs, how many times he's bailed out the infield, on bad throws. You know what I mean? He doesn't do it every single time, but it's also on the other players to make good throws too. He's not going to be able to make those plays every single time. So, I think Goldschmidt, and I agree, Susan, he does look exhausted. He looks like he is really exhausted. What's up, Victor? What's going on, Victor? Good to see you, man. As always, good to see everybody. Chat's on fire, man. Everybody just jiving really well. So thank you all for tuning in. But this is your lineup right here, folks. Again, let me know what you think. If you have any other thoughts, let me know. But let's get into these predictions, people. So I'm looking forward to today's game mainly because, Luis Hill is in the lineup. So let's see what Luis Hill does here. And Coach Carl is saying Cabrera is a very good pitcher. Hill is a big question mark. Hope he is completely ready and back to his old self. Yeah, I mean, this game is going to be a good one. It's going to be an interesting one. But let's see how the Yankees do. Can they avoid the sweep? But let's talk about predictions, people. Luis Hill making his season debut. What do we think? What do we think Luis Hill does today? What's everybody's prediction? Drop your predictions. Stephen B says lineup looks all right. I prefer Goldschmidt over Rice at first defensively, but Ben Rice bat is good. Yeah, exactly. Defensively, right? Goldschmidt's better than Rice. at first base. It's not even a question. Do I think the Orioles are going to beat the Cubs? Sadly, no, but surprises happen. Yeah, and I wanted to pull this comment up from Custodio because, A-Rod said this is not a good team, and Jeter said the team makes way too many mistakes. How can you expect them to? Well, yeah, I mean, they're not wrong. They're not wrong. So, wow, tough to predict. Well, that's what it's for, man. You're not, it's a prediction, so have fun with it. Have fun with it. Victor dropping the prediction here. He's saying Hill goes 4 innings, 5 hits, gives up, strikes out 2, gives up a few walks, 4 earned runs. Yeah, I could see that. Coach Carl is going 5 innings, 6 hits, 8 strikeouts. All right. Stephen B is going. Hill goes 8 innings, 7 strikeouts, 2 runs. Okay. I think Luis Hill, I'll give you my prediction right now. I think Luis Hill is going to go 4 1/3. I think he's going to go 4 1/3. I'll give him 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and I think he'll give up 3 runs. I'm not expecting like a big game or anything like that from him, but I'll give him 4 1/3. I'll give him 4 1/3, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he'll give up 3 runs. I'll say 3 runs. That's what I got for Luis Hill, but maybe he surprises us. We'll find out. We'll find out. I'm looking forward to his season debut. It just sucked that he was out for all this time, but yeah, Ace thinks the Yankees are going to getting the brooms today, so he thinks they're going to get swept. I mean, I'm mentally prepared, man. If they get swept, I'm mentally prepared. I mentally prepare myself for these things. I'm also mentally prepared to, if the Yankees for some reason don't make the postseason. I really am. Like I'm already ready for that moment. I'm already ready for that moment. I know I'm jumping way ahead, but I'm ready for that moment. But for sure, Joseph Salvatore is agreeing. What up, Jonathan? What's going on, buddy? But drop your Luis Hill predictions. Let me know what you all think Luis Hill is going to do. Whether what kind of outing he's going to have. I'm just love to see your guys and gals' predictions on this. But keep dropping your predictions. We'll just keep moving along here. We'll keep it moving. I'm going to bring up double plays. What do you all got for double plays? How many double plays did the Yankees hit into? I think yesterday it was just that one on that stupid freaking play from Jazz. Coach Carl says Yankees will turn things around, but it needs to be sooner. Well, yeah, I mean, this, like I was saying, man, every game it just feels like it's a must win. They're not going to win every game, but it's definitely going to be it's got to be a must win. 2 double plays from Joseph Salvatore. I see one from Victor. Peanuts dropping his predictions: 5 innings, 2 runs, 6 Ks, 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 earned run. Okay. 1 double play, 2 double plays, Volpe and Wells. I'm gonna say 1, and I don't know why, but maybe I'm overthinking it here. Haha. I think it's probably going to be on a stupid double play, and it's going to be 1, but it's going to be a stupid one. It's not going to be like your routine double play. It's going to be a stupid double play. I hope I'm wrong on this, but I'm going to stick with 1 double play though. Regardless of how they get it, I'm going to stick with 1, but I'm going to predict that it's going to be something stupid. Are we expecting any errors? Yeah, over under on the Volpe error. That seems to be a new question that's been popping up in the chat. But yeah, over under. What do we got? Is Volpe going to commit another error? I mean, Volpe's been he's been an interesting player, man, over the last couple of weeks. He's been hitting the ball a little bit better. He's been hitting home runs. Still makes some mistakes on the bait defensively at shortstop, but I don't know, man. I don't know. And Richard Chin is saying, I'm going to say He's going to say that Stanton grounds into a double play because he's slow. That's a fair statement. But over under from Felix, yeah, I don't know, dude. Should we count infield hits as Volpe errors? Well, that's up to the scorers, man. If they say it's a hit, it's a hit. I mean, you could score it as an error, sure. As a fan, if you want, go for it. Custodio says half over under. That's pretty good. What do you think needs to happen, Jason? What's your opinion? Jason. Oh, are you talking about Custodio? Okay. Under 0 errors can't possibly keep up the streak. I mean, one would hope not. Peanuts going. He thinks Jazz hits the 1 double play and 2 is what? I don't know. I didn't understand that one. 2 is what? What were you trying to say there, Peanut? But ultimately, I think the Yankees hit into 1 double play. That's what I think. So yeah, Custodio saying that Boone has to go. A lot of people are feeling that way, but bro, it's like, I don't know if you heard me talk about it, but a lot of folks are out there saying that the Yankees are just going to want to hire another yes man. So what's going to change? You know, Jazz 1 double play and he strikes out twice. Okay. Unless if this yes man does a better job than Boone. I mean, A7 comes out with hashtag fire Boone. I'm surprised I don't see those hashtags on Twitter more often. To be honest with you, I am surprised at that. Victor says Volpe 1 error for sure. So, all right, but we talked about double plays, home runs, people. Any home runs tonight or today? Any home runs going down? What do we got for home runs? What are we thinking for home runs? Is anybody hitting a home run? I mean, yesterday the bats sucked. The bats were ice cold. They didn't show up. I don't know what happened there, but I think it's just Marlins pitching just owning them. Also, folks, another piece of news: infielder Andrew Velasquez has been released from his minor league contract by the Yankees. Just thought I'd share that with you. Red Sox are winning. Evan says, "What's the score in that game?" Evan, I appreciate you telling me that. Are they going to start winning games and the Yankees are just going to fall further? Well, I hope not. Victor's going. McMahon gets his first home run. 2 strikeouts for Jazz. Dominguez he will hit. Yeah, he is in the lineup. Dominguez is in the lineup. McMahon gets his first home run, is what Victor's saying. Rice hits a home run. That's what Joseph is saying. Paranormal says Jazz hits a home run. Stanton, Belly, 1 home run each. 4-1. Okay, thank you for telling me, man. Do the Astros have a comeback in them? Can they make it happen? Another team that the Yankees are playing this August or this month. It's a series that's good. That's concerning me big time. Stanton with a big home run, Evan says. Katie says home run by Stanton. 8-2, Yankees comeback. Yankees with a comeback win. Since Sox got rid of Devers, they've been winning. Coincidence? I think not. Yeah, well, Devers was causing a lot of problems with those guys. So they certainly were not getting along. And at some point, he was going to get traded. Bonus, Boone gets thrown out. Yeah, it's possible. He's been getting more and more pissed lately. So it's entirely possible. So my home run predictions, folks. I think Stanton hits. I think Stanton's going to hit one. I got Belly, Stanton, and you know what? I'm going to throw in McMahon. I think McMahon is going to get his first home run as a New York Yankee. So those are my 3 guys right there. So Belly, Giancarlo, and Ryan McMahon. I think Ryan McMahon's going to get his first home run as a New York Yankee. 5-1 now. Oh boy, that sucks. Victor says 9-8 in a barn burner. It's possible. Friday was a barn burner, a bad one. Friday was one of the most bizarre games I've ever watched. That was one of the worst games. That was the worst game I watched so far this season by the Yankees. We got the same home run picks. That's what's up, man. Hell yeah. 6-1? Dang, the Red Sox is pouring it on, aren't they? Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. Could already see the Astros losing. Oh joy. That was a dumpster fire. Yeah, that game was a dumpster fire. Susan says Rice home run. All right. Score predictions. Score predictions. What do we got? What do we got for score predictions? What up, Eddie Snaps? Shout out to my man Eddie. He says Boone has to be fired if they got swept. Cashman got him on all these new toys, and still lose. Yeah, I mean, you never know what the Yankees are going to do. I mean, remember a couple years ago they fired Dylan Lawson, and this season they released Marcus Stroman. And then they parted ways with DJ LeMahieu, which they did a couple of things that I don't think any of us really thought of, but they did. So you never know if this team is going to do the unthinkable. Boston's already, they are killing Houston. Yeah, Evans keep telling us to score here. So bad news for the Astros. And it was funny that the Astros were accusing the Red Sox of cheating. I had to laugh at that one. I'm sorry. Paranormal says 4-2. Yeah, drop your score predictions, people. What do you got for score predictions? Today, I mean, they lost 2-0 yesterday. I'm gonna say, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna go low scoring today. Screw it. I'm gonna go low scoring. I'm gonna say 4. I'm gonna say 4. 7. AMW says 7-6 Marlins. I hope I'm wrong. Ronnie says 8-5. I'm gonna say 5-4. Scratch that. I'm going to say 6-5. I'll say 6-5. That's what I'm going to say. Susan says DJ's seen better days. Stroman on the way out as well. Not surprised that both are gone. I thought they would have honestly kept DJ one for this season and maybe part ways with him next season. I'll be honest with you, Susan. But they did they did something that I think in my opinion surprised me. But yeah. 5-4 by Felix Nunez. Peanut says 5-3. Richard says 5-2. Yeah, Victor. I mean, this is what I was saying. It does take a minute for new guys, particularly right with the bullpen, to get used to a lot of stuff. Catchers, coaches, they will be fine. Timing was so wrong to meet them in this spot. But you know what's funny though, Victor? Right? When in that game on Friday night, Loaisaga, a lot of folks were just like, well, he got the new guys. Why didn't they bring the new guys in? Well, brought the new guys in. Bad first impression. It wasn't great, but I guess if he brought those guys in instead of Loaisaga, were the results going to be different? Because. And then a lot of folks just went, when they had that bad outing, a lot of folks were just like, oh yeah, bad moves. But it's one freaking game, man. You can't go off of one game or 2 games. You need a much bigger sample size. And for those guys that got newly acquired, right, with the pitchers, I'm gonna still say they're good. They're good pitchers. I think they're good arms for the bullpen. To me, I'm still gonna say it's an upgrade in the bullpen. Only time will tell. But yeah, they got to get used to the team. They got to get used to the coaches. They got to get used to the catchers because, obviously, whatever team you play for, they're going to have a different way to approach the game. The relationship with the catchers, that's really important. You got to figure out, how you're going to work with the catchers, how these guys communicate with each other. So, anytime you get traded to a team or you get signed by a team, it's important to. It's important to understand that, you got, the philosophy and how teams approach the games, how the coaches approach the games, the manager. That's all important because they're all going to be different from each other, depending on what team you're playing for. So yeah, solid point. Then that's what I was saying a couple of nights ago. It was like you gotta let these guys figure it out, and hopefully they could figure it out sooner rather than later, of course. Dan, what's up? He says the Yankees are not going to the playoffs. Fundamentally a flawed team. Lots of good players, but they just don't play well together, pressing way too much. Again, I think that's the analytical side, in my opinion. I really do. They're overthinking things on the field, at the plate, you name it. Katie says I'd rather have the Yankees beat. Well, we all do. That's an understatement. That we all do. Size of a beetle bug. What's up? He says I hate Joe Kelly as much as anyone, but his comments about Yankee baseball is spot on. Yeah, I mean, he said some things for sure. And he does, and he's not afraid to voice his opinion. It is Joe Kelly. Victor says Boone got a pass. Now he has the pieces. It's all manager from here. Well, he's got the pieces now. Yeah, it's like make it happen. Cashman got the guys, so now it needs to be shown on the field, right? Show your stuff. Show what you're made of, right? What's up, David Cohen? He's in the building. What's up, David? How are you? Are you working today, David? Jake says, I get that. Honestly, it's horrible. Part of me does not want them to make the postseason because it's might force a change. But see, now with that mentality, if you say you don't want them to make the postseason, then it's like, okay, then fans are going to be like, oh, well, they didn't even make the postseason. Make the postseason. But then if they make the postseason, they don't win, they don't have success there. It's like, well, this team sucks. Or if they don't win the World Series, this team sucks. Well, so it's going to be a lose-lose either way we look at it. So, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Folks are going to complain about something. Whoa, you're off for SummerSlam. Nice, David. All right. Hopefully you have fun, man. Did you go last night too? I'm assuming you went last night, right? You're going both nights. So yeah, it's over there in East Rutherford, out there in MetLife, man. Hopefully you'll have a good time. But all right, let's get into the last part of the segment. All right, if you want to continue dropping any of the predictions, go for it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about food. Everybody's favorite part of the segment of the show is the food. What are you all eating? What are you all munching on? What are you all in the mood for? What are you all in the mood for? Let me know. Victor, you love to do a post game. You know what, man? Maybe we should do something like that. I think one of these days, I'd like to link up, man. I think that'd be a lot of fun because you have some good takes. I like your takes. Yeah, maybe we could do a little collab here and just do a little post game. That'd be fun, man. Yeah, let's try to plan it sometime. I don't know when, but let's try to plan it. Peanut says the good thing I don't see our new players to cost this game all at the same time again. I don't see it either, but then again, you never know. But that could have just been a one-off thing. I mean, talk about making your season debut or your debut with a new team and not rising to the occasion. That sucked, man. I can't imagine how those guys felt. I'm sure it's frustrating for them. I mean, you want to impress, but you didn't impress. Hopefully we don't see anything like that again, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's just the way it is. If it's in the plans, if it's in the works, if it's going to go down, it's going to go down. Victor says, I'll send you an email. Yeah. So my email is thestrikezone, 2 @gmail.com. All right. So again, the strikezone, 2 @gmail.com. Yeah. Email me, man. Let's try to plan something. But yeah, food, folks. What are you all eating? I know I'm going to end the live stream here in a few minutes, so I'm going to go pick up some pizza. I'm in the mood for some pizza. Big surprise, right? But that's what I'm going to go get. I'm going to eat that before the game because I am hungry. I didn't eat anything this morning, so definitely got to get some food in me. I'm actually planning on going to the movies after the game, so it should be fun. Yeah, no, you're good, Victor. If some words slip out, whatever, I'll just let it go. I'll just be like, all right, cool. So, yeah, all good, bro. All good. But yeah, make sure you email me, man. I know I gave you my email address. But food-wise, people, nobody's dropping food comments. Come on. I know some of you already ate. Maybe some of you already ate and you're not feeling hungry. But if not, what are you going to eat later? Or what did you eat? What did you eat? Hash browns and scrambled eggs. Can't go wrong with that. What else was on the menu? Blueberry pancakes. That sounds amazing. Lasagna. Yeah, can't go wrong with lasagna there, Joseph. Lasagna is good. Lasagna is nothing wrong with some lasagna. Is it too early for some of you? I'm sure for some of you it's probably way too early. I know. I got some folks in the West Coast, but I know folks on the East Coast. I'm sure you all already had breakfast or brunch, or it's going to be a early lunch, late lunch. I mean, it's on the menu, but I like hash brown, scrambled eggs, blueberry pancakes, lasagna. Those are all good menu items. For dinner, mashed red potatoes and a medium rare T-bone steak. Oh, snap. Custodio, are you still in the building? Medium rare T-bone steak. West Coast breakfast, coffee, Yankees food, and okay. Oh, okay. Victor does weed. All right. Yeah, Desiree. Yeah, that's a good day for food for you, Desiree. Good breakfast, good dinner. Sounds like it's a good day. Medium rare pizza. Is that what I said? My fault if I did say that. Pork chops for Custodio. Custodio says that's disgusting. I was hoping he was going to comment. I'm going to put a poll out there, man. How do you like your steak? I don't know if I'll be able to fit all the choices there, but if not, you could always comment. But looking at the poll once again, what do we got for the poll? So I got a total of 49 votes, and 51% of you have voted managers and coaches. Cool. All right. But Michael Franco joining us from Puerto Rico. He says pastrami sandwich with 2 cheese melts, fried potatoes, and a vanilla milkshake. All right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right, Desiree. It is amazing. I was Golden Gate Park on Friday for Dead and Company. I had mushroom. Oh, damn, Victor, you go all out, aren't you, man? Were you a hippie way back in the day? I gotta ask. No veggies for who? For no veggies for who? Yeah, I'm gonna go pick up some pizza though. Well, as soon as I end this live stream. Egyptian says he loves peas. Peas are good. I got no problems with peas. Peanut says orange cupcake. Interesting. Interesting. Orange cupcake. With peas with potatoes. Yeah, peas with potatoes. I don't know. I'm more. I like peas by themselves. I like potatoes by themselves. I don't like them together. That's just me. But hey, to each their own, bro. Corn with mashed potatoes. Yeah, corn is good. Yes, Victor was a hippie. Yes, sir. Peace, love, and music. Yeah, it sounds. Yeah, you definitely a hippie, man. I've definitely met a lot of hippies when I in Boulder, Colorado. If you're familiar with Boulder, I don't know if you've ever been to Colorado. If you're familiar with the city of Boulder, man, the '60s came and it never left. Timothy, what's up? He says definitely players' fault. They have not been performing, but they will turn it around. Okay, I respect that. I can respect that. But yes, indeed, folks. Yes, indeed. Wow, we've been live for over an hour. Thank you all very much, as always, for tuning in. Thank you to all the new subscribers. It does mean the world to me when you all subscribe. So definitely appreciate it. Your cousin went to Colorado. You've been to Boulder, yeah, dude. Boulder's an interesting place. Like I said, the '60s came and it never left, man. It is a hippie town. They refer to Boulder as 25 square miles surrounded by reality. When you know, you know. You've been to a Rockies game? Yeah, Rockies, even though they suck, Coors Field is an awesome stadium. It's a nice stadium. Staying in Denver once overnight. Got it. Yeah, Denver, it used to be a cool place. Not so much anymore, but, again. Yes, indeed, folks. Yes, indeed. But I am going to end the live stream here. I am going to end the pregame here. So thank you all for tuning in. As always, let's hope the Yankees don't get swept. They got to start winning some games. They got to stop making dumb mistakes. They got to stop making stupid plays. They got to work smarter, not harder. They got to stop beating themselves. They need to get out of their own brain, man. That's the problem with this team. They're their own worst freaking enemy. They got to go out there and make it happen. Will they make it happen? We'll find out. We'll find out because it's just kind of going from bad to worse right now. So third place in the division now. Red Sox are ahead of them by half a game. They're at the top of and the Red Sox now are in first place when it comes to the wild card standings. Yankees are second. Next thing, God forbid they fall to third because the Rangers are right there. The Mariners are right there. They're hungry. So got to watch out for these guys. And again, after today, they're going to fly out to Arlington to play against the Rangers. And that's going to be a tough series. But we'll see what happens today. Luis Hill makes his debut. They got to go out and win this game. They cannot get swept. A sweep is not an option. So got to make it happen. Yeah, buddy. Thank you, Victor. Thank you so much. Great time. Yeah, see you after the game, my guy. And then Bryce says, I think they have the players to go win. They just need to win. I'm saying, man. I'm saying. But folks in the chat, thank you all very much. Hit that like button on the way out if you haven't yet. If you're watching this on the rerun, hit that like button. It does really help out the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. If you're watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button. I would appreciate that. And keep sharing this channel out. I would appreciate that as well. I appreciate all of it. But I'll see you all for the play-by-play. All right, join me for the play-by-play. I'll be live there in a little less than 30 minutes. Hopefully, I'll see you all there. Once again, thank you all very much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you all for the play-by-play. And as always, let's go Yankees.